Player asks the female NPC what her name is. Don't have one prepared. Fumble around and just randomly spout out the name of my old high school crush. Player asks if she's cute. Yeah. He starts romancing her. What do? Not sure I see the problem here. I really don't get it. Hey, what's up everybody, I'm SkyDieRay and welcome to another DnDGreentext. In this video I'm kinda talking a bit more around the videos, commentating around the stories. Let me know what you think and as always, enjoy the video. Be me. First time DM. Our fighter is a human barbarian. Been playing a while. Attacks and kills everything he sees. Everything. Any NPC I throw at him. This guy. Fighting a Chul. Barbarian loses nearly a third of his health in one shot. Idea that PNG. The Chul neatly severs your arm off and it falls into the waters below. Guy loses his rest of the party laughing their asses off. Damn it, Anon, all my weapons are two-handed. Oh, okay, fine. Next town there's a smithy. 3 options for magical prosthetic, each with a bonus and detriment. He takes all of them and kills the smith. Next session. Chul comes back and takes his other arm. Enjoy juggling between your cursed arms, you piece of this is great. Why kick a player that you don't want in your campaign? Just kick them out when you can mess with them like this. This is much better. Shadow Sorcerer. Subtle spell. Target a guard or whatever with Hound of Ill Omen. Subtle cast Crown of Madness on the same target. Have the Hound appear to talk to the target. Kill your friends, Jerry. Kill them before they kill you, Jerry. Target gets hauled away for murder. Questioned why he did it. It was the Hound! The Hound made me do it! That devil spawned dog! Anyways, what's some good and fun ways to abuse the best meta magic? Subtle spell. I do like Subtle Catapult as low-level telekinesis. A random object suddenly punches a hole through some commoner with no explanation whatsoever. What's a subtle spell? When you cast a spell, you can spend 1 sorcery point to cast it without any somatic or verbal components. I haven't seen a subtle spell before. Worst anime bullshit you have had in a campaign? Can be any game, just say what it was and add a little context first. Not the worst, but not the best either. Weeb guy came in wanting to join our AL group. Dude looked like he was in his mid-20s. Very lanky, bad acne, wore a My Little Pony shirt, etc. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember it, but there was a pretty similar story that started very similar to this one a few episodes ago. So I had to scroll down and make sure it's not the same one. Because of prior incidents with weebs and brownies, I decided to ask him some questions to see if I should take him in. First question, very basic. Have you ever played a TTRPG before? He decided to answer this with another question. Does Yu-Gi-Oh count? Me. No, I mean like Pathfinder or D&D. Weeb guy. Well, no, but I do watch a lot of Critical Role. Red flag.jpg. I think to myself that it's no big deal since I'm running a tier 1 group, aka entry level, and I can handle noobs. I decide to continue on with the questions. Second question. Do you have materials like dice, a character figure or a notebook? I typically ask this just to see if I need to provide them, which I'm happy to do so. Weeb guy. I don't, but I can get them. Okay. Third question. Do you have a character in mind? He, again, decided to answer this with another question. Weeb guy. Yeah, have you ever seen Sword Art Online? Even redder flag.jpg. Me. Yes? He then proceeds to describe his character in frivolous detail. I slowly realize he was describing the main character, Kirito. My life. I debate with myself whether or not I should just say no. But I decided it wouldn't be too bad because the character he wants to play can be possible in 5th edition. That was until he asked if I wanted to read his character sheet. I sheepishly grabbed his sheet and began reading. Name, Kirito. Race, human. Class, fighter/monk/rogue. Level, 86. AL only goes to level 20. Stats, nothing lower than 17. Special abilities, can heal 600 health per second, gains advantage against bosses, has a natural AC equal to 10 plus con plus dex.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
I take a deep breath as I look this man in the eyes. Are you willing to make some changes? I've been playing with him for the past month. Aside from the occasional weep moment, he's not bad at the game. Wow, that actually went way better than expected. Lesson we learned from that? Don't be judgmental and accept people in your D&D group? I don't know. Session 0. One guy didn't make it. Entire group is made of clerics and paladins of good/neutral alignment. Last guy eventually posts saying he's possessed by a devil and whose dream is to become a lich. It's either going to be a very short first session or a long one that starts very loud followed by awkward silence. There's only two options. This was posted a week ago. I wonder what happened. What depictions of D&D races in media do you think are most accurate? The Lord of the Rings has the best elves and Skyrim has the best orcs, in my opinion. Lord of the Rings uses D&D races. Elves, orcs, hobbits/halflings, dwarves, and goblins are all D&D races. No, Tolkien made/described them way before D&D was even a thought. So you saying Lord of the Rings has the best Dungeons & Dragons elves is like saying the US military has the best Call of Duty weapons. This actually got me curious enough to do some googling, and the first edition of Dungeons & Dragons, published by TSR, was so heavily inspired by the work of Tolkien that they actually got sued and lost, and they had to rename and change some things. I don't know. Put a link in the description if you want to read more about it. Mama just killed the man. Put some more clubs against his head. Failed his death saves. Now he's dead. Mama, the campaign had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. I killed one of my PCs last session. It was kind of a mistake. She moved far away from the party, then tried to 1v1 something way over her pay grade, then ate a crit fail on her death saves. I want to retcon it because she was so integral to the current arc, but I know better. She wants to be a barbarian, but hasn't bothered to say more. One of my other players either wants to quit or ditch her character over it. She hasn't bothered to email me. Fridays suck ass. Got nothing to do and not enough information to write the next session. Roll20 session. DM has heavily implied that this session will be deadly, made us roll backup characters. Big fight has obviously worked hard to make big and dramatic. 5 groups of enemies. 2 NPC allies. 5 party members. Each player taking 10 minutes to painstakingly plan out each move. One player having a meltdown that their character might die, despite having the most hit points out of us all. 11 turns until I go next. It hurts. Roll 20. Lol, stop reading right there, get a real group. Using a system that can't handle 12 combatants. Have you considered not playing D&D? Trust nobody, not even yourself. Not even yourself. New group after several months. 6 people total. 2 can only make it once a fortnight, the rest can do weekly, no one wants to get left behind. Tell all the weekly players to make 2 character sheets, the fortnight players only need to make 1. Each week, we alternate between 2 campaigns. The first one is about 6 guys trying to escape an island where a prison was built. The second campaign is about 4 soldiers and their NPC pose, trying to track the escaped prisoners down. The island is recycled from an old campaign, so there is no need to do any world building. One of the campaigns is entirely based off of tracking their own fuck-ups from the previous session. The other campaign just sees me rolling on random encounter tables and pulling out old area maps from 4 years ago. Most of the time the party is arguing what they should do to survive or track themselves. Spend most of your time behind the DM screen being productive. Halfway through, make a betting pool on which character will survive the campaign. Put all your money on the paladin guard. Everyone else scoffs because only 4 out of the 6 prisoners are evil aligned. This goes on for about 8 months before they finally catch up with themselves, just as escaping party has managed to slay a sea god in order to make it possible to sail off the island. Sit back, relax, and watch as they try to TPK themselves while internally struggling over which character they have come to love will survive. Dust settles and the leader of the guard party, the paladin, is left standing, having chopped the head off of an innocent sorcerer. The player was in control of both characters. Give a short epilogue for the paladin and take everyone out to dinner after winning bet pool. Spend entire dinner getting praised for all the effort you put in on making such a great campaign. Anyone else got any lazy GM great campaign stories? Now I get the picture, now it all makes sense, yeah. How often do you guys get DMs making actual traps and riddles rather than just your basic dart, throwing machines or boulder crash? As in, a room that closes behind you and fills with gas or something similar? Ours does, but he's careful. Very careful. Oh, the traps are totally lethal. What he's careful about is how portable they are. The group has this tendency to transform any trap they can into some kind of weapon, up to and including the time the blade lock packed a magical explosive spear chucker. They spent 2 nights digging it up and turning it into a shoulder weapon. I thought it was a rather tasteless thing to do and kinda metagamey, so I abstained. That, and I already had twin infinite magic wrist flamers from a couple of doors a level or 2 back. Don't get any ideas from this. Don't. Leech. Feed souls to its phylactery to sustain the magic preserving its body and consciousness. A leech that fails or forgets to maintain its body with sacrificed souls begins to physically fall apart, because the destruction of its phylactery means the possibility of eternal death. Death Knight. A Death Knight can arise anew even after it has been destroyed. Only when it atones for a life of wickedness or finds redemption can it finally escape its undead purgatory and truly perish. It's time to talk about the true chads of the undead world. Why the f*** are we not mentioning the murder hobo's nightmare that is the Revenant? It is powered by revenge. It's a pure neutral. All its stats are plus. It cannot be charmed, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned or stunned. Turn undead does call to it because apparently its need for revenge is too strong. It passively regenerates health. If you are the one it's after, it will always find you. It can paralyze you just by looking at you. The only way to fully kill it is by using a wish spell to force its soul to rest. If you don't, it will keep coming back until it gets its revenge. Just as a fun little fact here, not only is Wish a 9th level spell and you need at least level 17 to be able to cast it, or to be able to have it and then cast it, there's also side effects to it, and the worst of it is that there's always a chance that you will never be able to cast it again after casting it. So I guess it's not the reliable way to fight revenants. Alright, that was it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to the Patreon supporters whose names are on screen right now, really appreciated. If you want to support the channel on Patreon and gain early access to uncensored versions of these videos, check the link in the description or on screen right now. There's also links below if you want to follow me on social media. I stream a lot on Twitch, link to the Discord server, and yeah, that's it. Thanks again for watching and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day, bye.